can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, and some days, not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
And a very good afternoon to you, and welcome along to Austin Stock Park in Tralee, where we continue on with the TG Cahir All-Ireland Ladies Senior Football Championship this afternoon. Today's match comes from Group 3, where Kerry welcome Cavan to this video. An early start will be getting underway here at 12:30. Well, let's start as always by giving you a check on the two teams that are lining out here today. And Cavan, who beat Dublin in round 1, make no fewer than 5 changes in personnel from the team that claimed that hard-fought victory in Parnell Park. Eva Doherty, Ciara McCarthy, Eva Harrington, Niamh Carmody and Cueva Evans have all been handed starting roles today. Elsie Lynch, Aisling O'Connell, Lorraine Scanlon, Niamh Conor and Hannah O'Donoghue are held in reserve. Well, for Cavan, they suffered a big defeat last weekend at the hands of Dublin. As a result of that, they've decided to make 3 late changes to their starting 15 today. Grania Faulkner, who originally was due to play, makes way, as does Zara Faye from the half-back line and Ali Cahill at midfield. The 3 players been handed starting roles on the Breffni 15 are Cueva Madden from Gowna. Also coming in is Eliana Madden, again from the Gowna club, while Murren Cusack from Crusherlock would also see action from the start of today's game. Our match referee comes from the Dacia County of Waterford. Patrick Smith is the man in the middle for this particular encounter, and indeed recently we had the pleasure of watching him in the game between Laois and Armagh in a round 1 encounter from just a fortnight ago. Well, no doubt about it, it's a big game for the two teams. Mick Bohan and the Dublin players will be watching on with great interest as well. The word on the ground is that Kerry will be coming into this game as red-hot favourites, and Cavan really have it all to do. Let's start off on that point as we welcome Dermot Carney, who's on co-commentary with us this afternoon. Dermot, really, I suppose, Kerry, on the back of their victory against Dublin, Cavan haven't been beaten by Mick Bohan's side. Everything is pointing here towards a home victory, so Kerry maybe have to be a little bit careful of complacency from the start.
Yeah, John, definitely. I suppose from a Kerry perspective, over the last few weeks we've seen them play games where they have taken the lead and maybe taken the foot off the gas, and from there been a bit complacent. We saw it against Dublin where they were leading the game and then probably were lucky to leave with the 2-point win. In Cork, in Mallow, when they took on Cork in the Munster final, they were absolutely blown away in the first half. They produced a better second half. Louise Nimmer Hurtig missed 2 penalties in that game. If she had converted them, probably would have been a different case in that game. But look, definitely from a Kerry perspective, they have made changes today. They want to give more fringe players the minutes to get experience. The likes of Ava Doherty there, cornerback, is making her championship debut for the team. So for players like her, they want to come out today, they want to get the experience, but also they are playing with experienced players. Sheaf Roche moves into the full forward line. Louise Niemer Hurtig is there. She was in fine form against Dublin and Parnell Park in the first round. So they'll want to top the group, they'll want a comprehensive performance, but you know, from a Cavan point of view, they want to come here and they want to produce a shock. And if they were to, the group is going to go down to score difference, but they'll need an all-merciful result if they were to get into the knockout stages.
Well, just for the benefit of our viewers at home, just in relation to the scoring differences coming into the final round of games today, Dublin, who have their 2 matches played, are currently on +17, Kerry are on +2, and Cavan are on -19 following that round 1 defeat that they suffered against Dublin last weekend. So very much to take a victory somewhere in the region of about maybe 17 points or so for Cavan here today to really upset Kerry's progression to the championship. But very much Kerry will be delighted to be playing this game at home. Here's a very interesting stat for you. The last time that Kerry have had a home game, league or championship, you have to go all the way back to the 24th of February and the third round of the league. They played all the remaining games from that moment in time in the Little National Football League away from home, and indeed their Munster Championship games were away from home as well. A Munster Championship where they were beaten by Cork in the final, but very much now have discovered their form when it's come into the stages of the championship. For Cavan, well, a big ask for them this afternoon. Long journey down, a team very much, I suppose, when you look at the 2 teams out there as well, Dermot, in the warm-up phases, you can see an awful lot more maybe strength and conditioning in the Kerry team.
Yeah, Kerry have definitely come on in leaps and bounds over the last couple of years in terms of their conditioning. The coaching staff have really put in the time and effort to get them physically fit and ready. You know, last year they made the All-Ireland final. They absolutely killed them with the result that they came so close to winning it. They've really turned it around this year. You know, they won the Division 1 of the league, and you know, they want to go that step further this year and try and bring an All-Ireland. It's been a long time since we've had the All-Ireland for the ladies in Kerry, and they've definitely shown their quality, but as I mentioned there a few minutes ago about their complacency, they've had a lot of tight games this year in the championship as well. In Munster, the likes of Tipperary and Waterford, they were, you know, only a couple of points between them, and obviously that Munster final against Cork, that was a crushing defeat for them, a defeat that they really didn't, I suppose, see coming based on their form going into it. I suppose to lose it in the way that they did, and you know, they turned it around against Dublin and against Cavan today. They do want to put in that comprehensive performance, definitely will want to win this game by double digits at least to try and get them motivated. But you know, the quarter-final draw is going to be interesting to see who they will play if they do get the home tie. Well,
as you can see, both teams wearing those white t-shirts with United for Equality, the message on it. Both teams have been wearing those for the warm-ups today, and we expect that they will return to the dressing rooms after the national anthem and then put on their respective jerseys. Also, we have a minute's silence coming up here as well for Danny Cahill, a former Munster Championship winner from 1988 with Kerry, and indeed somebody who has left a long legacy here locally with GAA in the Kingdom. Well, it's the start of a very big weekend indeed for Gaelic Games, for the Kingdom. Kerry, of course, will be hoping now that their ladies team can get the weekend off to an impressive start for them this afternoon. And a match really that they simply have to win to guarantee that home quarter-final in the latter stages of the championship. The team's lining out now for the national anthem. Wonderful tradition as always when you think of meetings between the likes of Cavan and Kerry, and today in the TG Cahir All-Ireland Senior Football Championship, the prize absolutely huge, a place in the quarter-finals up for grabs. Remember, it will take a massive victory for Cavan to derail Kerry's championship ambitions today. The Kingdom will be very much looking to win this game to guarantee a home quarter-final in the next round, and indeed as a result of that there'll be significant interest from the Dublin camp as well. Just as the teams are going in to put on their respective jerseys, it gives us an ideal opportunity, German, to talk about the conditions here today. Blowing from right to left, from the old Mitchell's end, as we'd call it here in the past, down towards the Duns end. Very strong breeze, somewhat changes in direction from time to time.
Yeah, I know the breeze in Austin Stack Park definitely over the last few years has been very interesting for games. The pitch does look very well. I know we had a bit of rain yesterday and we had a hurling championship game played on the field here yesterday evening, so it's held up well. Joe O'Mahony's ground staff always do a great job at maintaining the carpet here in Austin Stack Park, and they've done wonders for the pitch. But you know, the breeze today will test it. I suppose we saw last weekend when Meath went down to Waterford and Fairfield, the weather there was absolutely horrendous. It is blowing a gale here today, so I don't know if it'll be a day for the free takers, but you know, we could see the flags are blowing very, very much in the favour of whoever's kicking into the Horn centre end in the opening half. But look, we'll see what way the game transpires. As the breeze in Austin Park can change with the flip of a coin here, in fairness. But yeah, hopefully, look, we'll have a good, entertaining game of football. It seems to be staying dry. There's a bit of rain maybe in the mountains in the distance, but we should be fine. Yeah,
no doubt about it. It's going to be a day that could be testing for free takers. Could equally be a day that could be testing for goalkeepers as well, with kickouts and indeed any type of high ball that will be going in to the respective goal mouths. So the big question will be, how will Cavan respond after that defeat against Dublin last weekend? Remember, they lost 5-15 to 1-8. Carla Rowe had a magnificent, superb haul in that game of 3 goals and 6 herself. So as a result of that, Cavan will be very worried, you feel, about the damage that players such as Louise Nimera-Hurtig could inflict on them today.
Yeah, Louise has been a phenomenal footballer as well, and I suppose looking at that Kerry full forward line, Shifra O'Shea as well, she's no stranger to putting in the goals or scoring the points as well. And then Niamh Carmody and Daniel O'Leary, Anna Galvin as well. And then, you know, if Kerry want to bring off the bench, they have the likes of Hannah O'Donoghue can come on, Niamh Cunacour can come on, Rachel Dwyer is there as well. So they've definitely a lot of experience, a lot of players there who can bring the scores, and they'll want to do that today. I suppose these are the games that, you know, players want to put their name forward and say, I want to be taking that starting jersey every week, and you know, they'll want to put the scores on. But it'll be interesting to see, they're just coming out now onto the field, and yeah, be interesting to see what happens this evening.
The scene nicely set here. Kerry coming out in their traditional green and gold jerseys, emerging there from the tunnel on the far side of the field. A Kerry team who of course are the National League champions, went all the way to the Munster final but were beaten by Cork on the back of a bad start. But there were so many long, difficult journeys for them. Had an opportunity to speak to Declan Quill before the match, and that was one of the things that he pointed out, the amount of travelling that the team have had to do this year in league and championship. So very much a key moment for him, a key factor from this game will be obviously to get the result and secure that home quarter-final. They very much maybe have seen enough of the road for the time being and would be happy maybe to have a home quarter-final in the latter stages of the championship. A Kingdom team that have been progressing so well in recent years, up against a Cavan team who played in Division 2 of the National League this season, and now they emerge from the dressing rooms as well. Geraldine Sheridan will be one of the key players for them, who scored the goal last week. You can see Ali Cahill from the Killy-Gary club there coming out. She'll be playing at midfield this afternoon, where she will be partnered by the team captain there for Cavan as well, Niamh Bird, who had played there. But of course those changes, Ali Cahill wearing number 9 as well, Nessa Bird wearing number 8. So the Cavan team with those 3 late changes, in case you've just coming late to our coverage. Caoimhe Madden being handed a starting role, Eliana Madden and also Murren Cusack also getting the starting nod for the Breffni team today. So the scene well and truly set here. It looks as if Cavan will be playing with the aid of that breeze in the opening half down towards the Dunstores end here in Austin Stack Park in Tralee. So the conditions a little bit tricky. Prize huge for the winners. Progression very much in everybody's mind to the latter stages now of the championship as Patrick Smith from the County of Waterford of the Dacia County gets ready now to start off proceedings here. Remember, Kerry already having defeated Dublin in Parland Park 2-8 to 1-9. Win some early possession here as well, and Louise Galvin is the player who gets that early possession for them. Bringing the ball forward here, down towards the centre half forward. Danielle O'Leary moving forward with great purpose early on. Goes to ground under the weight of the tackle. Referee says it was well executed, and an opportunity now for Cavan to bring the ball out. Geraldine Smith operating deep there. Shauna Lynch is the full back, and Roisin O'Reilly from the Ghana club is the Cavan goalkeeper who has been caught in possession. Got the ball away but conceded the free in the process, or just before that, and there's a gilt edge opportunity coming up here for Kerry and for Louise Nimura Hertig to get the opening score of the game. And the Cavan goalkeeper there have been very much given a reminder that there'll be little time on the ball.
Yeah, it could have been worse there. I know. I don't know. I don't think they want to take frees early for Kerry, especially Louise Nimura Hertig, to get such a close range free in the opening minutes. But it could have been a lot worse there if the ball had been intercepted. Chief Roche could have had an easy shot on goal. But Louise looks like she might put this over, and looks like she has. So that's Kerry on the board fairly early. That's what they would have wanted coming into the game.
It's a good start indeed for her. A gilt edge opportunity from that free. So Roisin O'Reilly now will very much want to put that to the back of her mind as she gets her first restart away. We've wind assisted, just about goes beyond the 45-metre line. Kerry immediately again getting some possession. Danielle O'Leary has started the game in enterprising fashion. Good run being made here by Coach Lynch. The wing back has got right up the field, tormenting the Cavan defence early on here. Very bright start as Quiva Evans brings the ball forward. She goes to ground, and that's going to be a second free in from a very scoreable position. Well, Cavan are certainly on the back foot in the early exchanges of the game. Kerry winning a lot of primary possession, running directly at the Cavan cover, and it presents a second scoreable opportunity here for Louise Nimura Hertig, one of the standout players in ladies Gaelic football over the last number of seasons, already with 1 point to her credit here today, and you would expect this one to be very much routine and should be her second score in the game. Again, it's going to be off the right, routine kick in and over the bar, and Kerry lead by 2 points to no score. And really, Germot, it's the start that Cavan could certainly have done without, playing with the aid of the conditions, but they can't really get out of their own half of the field at the minute.
No, Kerry looks to be really pressing up on the kick out, giving Cavan very little time to get out of their area. You see there now, all inside the 45, and there's 3-4 Kerry bodies around Cavan. That's another ball now that's going away, but the referee is giving a free to Cavan, so they might be able to get the ball up toward the centre of the field, try and relieve pressure, and maybe work a score to get them right back into this game.
And Louise Nimura Hertig scored 1-6 for Kerry. They had to withstand a late surge from Dublin in that victory in the opening game, and she's already hit 2 points here today. Opportunity for Cavan as they come forward. Madden was the player there who brought it forward from that midfield role, and now they work it out over towards this near side of the field where Aisling Sheridan, 2 points against Dublin the last day for her, gives the ball back to Aisling Gilsonen. Well measured pass going down there towards the direction of Murren Cusack. Again, the Cavan ladies getting their first real opportunity here, and the shot eventually comes in, and it looks good from here, and it's got in and over the bar. Well, a well taken score may well have been Murren Cusack, I think, at the end of the move, and Cavan are up and running, and they've got their first point of the game.
I think it might have been Eliana Madden.
It could well have been. Yeah. One of the two of them, I think they got it. Could have been Eliana Madden. One of the subs definitely finished it off.
Yeah, it was
Eliana Madden who got it. Opening point for her. So that makes it 2 points to 1. And Cavan now at this stage have got off the mark here. But immediately there's some defending to do as Kerry attack again. And again the ball brought forward by Niamh Carmody. Inside the 45-metre line. Murra Hertig coming deep this time. Seems to be so many options available here for Kerry early on. Louise Murra Hertig, turning provider this time. Back out it comes to Danielle O'Leary. Onto the right boot. Made the space for the shot. Gets it away, but it's the opening wide of the game. We've had a number of attacks so far. 3 points in the match thus far as well, and Kerry very much off to the better of starts, leading by 2 points to 1, but just hitting their opening wide. A lot of pressure so far here on the kickouts as well from Roisin O'Reilly. This time she's gone to the far side of the field. Again, it's won by Kerry. Louise Galvin was the player who won that piece of primary possession from them. Fast and efficient movement again here from the Kerry attack. Bringing the ball forward is Koch Lynch. Her second time to make one of those runs into the game. Nimera Herzig now, this time moving forward from play. Good block coming in. Good defending from the Cavan full back. Shauna Lynch, who got back there. Here's Geraldine Smith in possession, wearing 13, but very much operating in a defensive role in the early exchanges of this game. Annie Port in the storm for a clearance at the minute here for Cavan, but Ciara Murphy immediately picks it up for Kerry, and the Kingdom continue with this relentless attacking form here. Ball gone down again towards Siofra O'Shea this time. Possibilities for her. Gets it in on the left boot and slots it in and slots it over the bar. Another one of the players from Kerry who was named on the team of the year gets her opening point. 3 points for Kerry so far, all from the full forward line. O'Shea the team captain, Louise Nimera Herzig with 2, O'Shea with 1. Shauna Lynch picks up the injury, and really with 5.5 minutes gone, it's probably a respite that Cavan could do with.
Yeah, no, Kerry have definitely been putting them to the sword early. Kerry are pressing really high up at their half back line, should I say. They're up toward the Cavan 65, and they're really trying to smother them in, not giving them much of the zonal position, trying to escape the ball. And the likes of Siofra O'Shea, they're getting the ball. She's eye for goal. She's done well in her recovery from an ACL injury that she got a couple of years ago. Named team captain now, and she'll be looking to keep the scores flying today.
Well, Cavan have managed to win possession from their own kick-out this time. That's a starting point for them. All going into the forward line is well measured. Aisling Sheridan is away here. Opportunity for her to trouble the Kerry defence. Still Sheridan. Got support on the outside from Geraldine Sheridan this time. Still is Geraldine Sheridan has the vision to pick out the pass. Gets her shot away, and Cavan get their second point of the game. Good sweeping movement there from Cavan this time. And Aisling and Geraldine Sheridan very much involved in the move, and they get their second point of the game. Good score.
Terrific score. I said that's exactly what Cavan would have wanted, where they have been pressed, but they have made 2 attacks and they've gotten 2 scores.
They've got possession here again from the kick out. Aisling Gelson this time just shoots wide. Well, it was a good move again from Cavan, putting a little bit of pressure on the Kerry kick out there. Something really that I suppose Ciara Butler, normally one of the most accomplished and reliable goalkeepers in the business, her kick out on that last instance just not working out maybe as it should, but this time round it's much better for Kerry as they build again from the back. Anna Galvin again bringing the ball forward here for them. Down it goes towards Danielle O'Leary. Very much now Kerry getting into the flow here again as they work it in towards Quiva Evans, the full forward, up past the D. Tries to play that killer pass inside there, but Cavan have got bodies back. Opportunity for them to defend. Christina Charters is the player who was back there helping out. Ciara Brady taking the 1-2, carrying it out from a defensive position, gives it to Aisling Walls just outside her own 45-metre line now as she approaches the 65. Been put under pressure all the time there by Anna Galvin on the far side. Cavan beginning to win 1 or 2 individual duels out there now at the minute. Geraldine Sheridan has looked lively since the game has got underway. Back out it comes to Aisling Walls again. Good play here from Cavan. Sustained pressure from them. Remember, they're playing with the breeze in the opening half. Still is Geraldine Smith. Looks to cut inside. Gets the pass away. Possibilities for Aisling Gilsonen. Gets her shot in, but really it's not one of the most accurate efforts that she's ever hit in her career, and it's gone out for the second wide of the game for Cavan.
Yeah, a second wide there now, and I suppose, look, they want to get those. I know that maybe the breeze might have affected the kick out there that Ciara took, and it gave Cavan the chance, but Kerry are going to go back on the counter attack. They're going to try and get fast ball in. They've good agile runners. They're great off the ball, and they do have a great opportunity here. And
here they come again. This could be dangerous. Opportunities again for Kerry.
Danielle O'Leary.
Brilliantly executed by Danielle O'Leary, in and over the bar. The centre half forward, who has been full of direct running since the game has got underway here, getting her opening point of the game, and Kerry now at this stage move into a 4-2 advantage, significantly as well, it must be said, against the breeze that we played just under 9 minutes in the opening half. Ball kicked across here to Rebecca O'Reilly, plays it outside her to Geraldine Smith. Smith bringing it forward here. It's been a good open game, enjoyable match here as Cavan look to put a stern test here against the league champions. Ball kicked forward here again by Merrin Cusack. Down it comes towards Geraldine Sheridan. Still Geraldine Sheridan. She's in here. Oh, brilliant goal! fabulously taken by the girl from Mullahoran, and she slots it in delightfully to the back of the net, and all of a sudden Cavan have hit the front, and Geraldine Sheridan has scored a cracking goal. Well, there's a long way to go, but that's an interesting start to the game.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, but Cavan have really hit the front there. They've been direct with their style of play. Once they get into that Kerry defence, they've worked their scores. I know they've kicked 2 wides, but that's the score you want. The first goal in the game is always crucial, and they could be working another score here if they can get the right passes
Gilson has transferred it outside, and they're in here again. Opportunities for them once more. Geraldine Smith was good in there menacingly as well. Aisling Walls inside. It seems to be an injury picked up by Aisling Walls, and indeed has gone out for the expense of a 45. Well, all of a sudden Cavan here now have very much found themselves a new lease of life in this game. Look to be struggling, but with the wind behind them, they've found a second wind here themselves 10 minutes into the game, and leading by 1 goal and 2 to 4 points, which is an interesting scoreline. Wasn't written in the script, this, and it's going to be a 45 here for Cavan. They decide to go short. Aisling Gilson was the player who hit it back there to Emma Halton, immediately plays it into space. This is good enterprising play here from the Cavan girls so far. Gilson transferring it back out. Walls is there again. Possibilities here for Aisling Sheridan. Scored the goal just a couple of moments ago. She's got a point now to credit that inside, and that's got in and over the bar. Got her second point of the game, and that's a good start indeed for her. 2 points against Dublin the last day. She's equalled that tally here. Geraldine Sheridan with the goal, Aisling with the 2 points, and now at this stage it's Cavan who lead by 1-3 to 4.
Kerry were 2 points up there a few minutes ago, and now you look at the scoreboard and Cavan are 2 points up. It's been a huge momentum swing in the last 2 minutes for Cavan. Kerry have really might have turned off the switch there in terms of their defence, but they are still trying to work the scores. It's just I suppose we're at the early stages of the game, and I know they would still jump in for that.
But it comes out there from Rebecca O'Reilly. But you're right, there's such a big score difference between the teams. Something in the region of would have to win this game. Fielder Nasa Bird as she was trying to move out there, the team captain with possession, but the referee has adjudged that it's going to be a free to Waterford, the Waterford referee judging it's going to be a free to Kerry, and Niamh Carmody is the player who is preparing to take it here. Opportunities for Kerry. They're going to leave it for Siofra O'Shea, looking around to see what options are eventually going to make themselves available. Now it's picked up here by Galvin, the midfielder. Runs into the tackle, ball squirms free, and it's back in the Cavan side again with Emma Halton. Halton gets her pass away, down towards this near side where she's there to take the return. 2v1 situation here for Kerry, but it's the Cavan player who gets the ball. Well won possession by Merrin Cusack, wearing number 25, one of 3 late changes in the team. Aisling Sheridan now in possession, turns, checks her run, looks around to see what options are available on the inside forward line, slightly over, hit the pass there, and it affords the Kerry full back Caelan Cronin, one of the many Kerry contingents on the recent National Football League Division 1 Team of the Year that was selected, and that's gone out for Cavan's turn wide of the game. Well, no doubt about it, Jim, but we've had an interesting start here to this game. Tactically, very interesting to look at the way the two teams have set up as well.
Yeah, Kerry were, they were pressing up very much on Cavan's kickouts, but since Cavan have gotten into the Kerry half, their defence hasn't really been as tight as you would have expected from the Kerry team. I thought their defence now would be more, ironclad as what we've seen maybe against Dublin. They were very resilient in the early stages of that game, but look, I know it's only 10 or 11 minutes gone here, so
Danny O'Leary again running forward. Referee has allowed the advantage. Here's the opportunity. Brilliant save. Siofra O'Shea was in, but the rebound was followed up and finished into the back of the net.
I believe it was...
And it was the cornerback who was up there, Ciara Murphy, who eventually finished it.
I think the Kerry management might be going, what were you doing up there? But I don't think they'll care too much that Ciara Murphy, the cornerback, was the one who finished it up. It was a terrific effort from Siofra O'Shea, but a terrific save from Cavan goalkeeper Roisin O'Reilly. But unfortunately, it fell to the feet of Murphy, and she made no mistakes putting that in.
Well, the rebound just fell to the cornerback, who had probably followed her player right up the field, found herself in a very offensive position on the field, and was there to finish in the rebound to the back of the net after Roisin O'Reilly had made an absolutely fantastic save, but it's a goal very much here that gives Kerry the advantage once again. Kerry leading 1-4 to 1-3 in a game that has been very much enjoyable to watch here so far. Shauna Lynch bringing it forward. Good play again here from Cavan has to walk the ball inside to the aforementioned Burren Cusack, who's drawn a lot of attention from the Kerry defence. Here's Aisling Sheridan, 2 from her so far, but that's gone out of this wide number 4 here for Cavan. A little bit of the shooting from Cavan has been somewhat rushed.
Yeah, I suppose I think they're just trying to take their chances as they get them. Now I know they are using. They do have the aid of the breeze going into this first half, so they will be trying to make it. But 4 wides after 15 minutes. I don't think that's what they would have wanted with that aid of the breeze. But as we said there, this game is dramatic. It's exciting. A few minutes ago, it was the turn of a coin, and Kerry get the goal, and they could be on for another chance. Evans made a great run here.
Evans chasing it after it. Looks to keep the ball in play, but is unable to prevent it from going out. Second wide of the game I make it there for Kerry so far. Well, very much Cavan have come to grips with the high press that was being put on them from their kickouts early on. They've been able to secure some primary possession out around the middle of the field, and Roisin O'Reilly again is looking to see what options are going to be available for her. Almost 16 minutes in here.
And nearly everybody is inside in the 45, and it's another turnover that Kerry have been awarded from the kick-out. So their strategy of pushing up on Roisin O'Reilly's kick-outs is really, really paying off. And Louise
Hurtig looks to get her shot in, and it comes off the crossbar and goes in and goes over the bar. Well, just for a moment there, you were a little bit worried from the perspective of the Cavan goalkeeper, but it went in, it went over the bar, and Louisa Hurtig has got her point.
Yeah, I think from our angle there, it looked like it was going to nestle in the left-hand top corner, but I think thankfully for a Cavan perspective, it hit the crossbar and it went over. 3
for Murrah Hurtig in the game. Kerry increased their lead here. Here they come forward once more now. Possibilities for the beginners. They look to Niamh Carmody to get this latest attack in motion over on this near side of the field. Stops and checks her run, plays it back to Caoimhe Evans. Carmody again bringing the ball forward. Back out it comes here to Ciara Murphy, who scored that goal for them. Midfielder is Louise Galvin. Bringing the ball forward here is Amy Harrington. Again, they're right up there towards the 45-metre line. Coach Lynch has been a constant attacking threat as well. Some of the Kerry backs very much pushing up and making a difference. Murrah Hurtig plays this one outside her. Again, a strong running from the midfielder. Galvin gets her shot away. Brilliant individual score.
Louise
Took it really well.
She might be a veteran these days, but Louise Galvin definitely rolling back the clock with a score like that, moving into midfield today. But as you said there, Kerry's running style, the way they have a player off the shoulder, they're attacking with purpose. The likes of Coach Lynch is a terrific player for getting forward to add additional support to the forward line, and Kerry benefit with that. The likes of Niamh Hurtig does drop back a nice bit, allowing the runners more space.
Here's Hurtig again, and here's another opportunity, but the referee is going to bring it back. He had blown a whistle for the free just before that. Well, there's a lot of turnovers, there's a lot of scoring chances, and there's a lot of them falling Kerry's way at the minute here. And the notebook coming out of the match official as well. Obviously not happy with one of the last passages of play. There's a gilt edge opportunity again here for Kerry and for Murrah Hurtig to add another score. 3 she's converted thus far. The corner forward, what a phenomenal talent here.
Probably her most difficult of the 2 frees that she has taken, or the 3 frees, should I say, that she will have taken today. Just outside the D here. The breeze, I don't think the breeze has died down too much. Definitely, it would probably feel it a lot more walking on the pitch than you would up here inside in the press box. But definitely, Murrah Hurtig puts it over. And Kerry go 4 points clear, and that early stage from Cavan might have been taken away. But unfortunately for her, it goes wide.
Yeah, it goes wide for Kerry's third wide of the game so far. You were right, so it's definitely the most difficult free that she faced in the afternoon so far. So it's been a performance of Kerry here, although they're leading, although they're against the wind. There's still plenty to talk about at half-time. Just hasn't been to the level that they might have been anticipating coming into this game. Cavan again with Geraldine Smith. Far side of the field in possession. Looking around, kicks the ball in right-footed. Down it goes here again towards Geraldine Sheridan. Goal scorer, taking on the Kingdom defence once more. Holding on to possession there, waiting for the support to arrive. Aisling Walls is the provider of that support and gets her shot away but fails to find the target. Wide number 5 for Cavan. 8 wide so far is the win factor.
I don't know. I agree with what you said there not that long ago about maybe Cavan rushing them a bit too much. That they do see, the poster in front of them. They're going to take their score. When maybe if they played a few more passes, they might get further in and maybe work have a bit better scoring chance. But 5 wides with the way the breeze is blowing, given the start that they had, I'm not too sure. I think they're just not taking the right chances, to be honest.
Here come Kerry. Carmody will look to take hard shots from here. Gets her shot away. Plenty of height, plenty of distance, and accuracy is there as well. Her opening point of the game, Niamh Carmody, the player at the end of the move, taking the score, and in some ways maybe that's been the difference between the teams. More options for Kerry, somebody running off the shoulder, somebody in a better position maybe to shoot at the end of the move.
Yeah, no, that was a super score from Niamh Carmody with the difficulties with the breeze. She made that score look absolutely easy off the right boot, curling it over, and Kerry, they're 4 points ahead now, and this is what they want to do. We've seen this before. They've built the lead. It's all about hanging on to this lead or even building it. But Cavan could easily go down the other end now. They have a free, and they could easily get a score out of this. A
free very much manufactured by Aisling Sheridan's direct running at the Kerry defence again. Referee not happy with the tackle that went in there. And there's a possibility here for Aisling Gilsonan to strike this one from just outside the 45-metre line. Austin Stock Park and Tralee looking absolutely fantastic here. Kerry lost, remember, defender McCostello to a yellow card with 14 minutes remaining in that opening round encounter against Dublin. Cavan have gone short with it. The ball has come in here towards Caoimhe Madden. Down it goes towards the direction of Emma Halton, but the pass has been hit once again, and that's wide number 6 now officially there for the Cavan ladies at this stage. But keeping that discipline on the field, the full numbers of players on the field will be absolutely key, and making sure that they have the discipline, Kerry, that's required for that. 9 minutes here plus injury time remaining in the opening half. Once more, Kerry bringing the ball forward, looking lively. Good transition in the Kerry play today as they have been efficiently moving the ball from back to front. Amy Harrington now, possibilities here for her, gives it outside to Evans again, the full forward, decides to almost shoot on sight, but again it's not a very accurate effort, and it goes out for the 4th wide of the game. Well, we've had 10 wides so far in the game. We've maybe talked about the wind has been a factor, but there's been maybe a little bit somewhat erratic shooting down there too.
Yeah, I definitely think both teams have made a few mistakes. Now, I know the referee did have his hand up there. He was playing an advantage for Kerry, but it must have just gone before Caoimhe Evans took a shot for the post. I suppose, look, the forwards, forwards have the eye for goal. If they do see the post, they are going to try their luck for it. But I think, both management teams will have a good chat with them at the breaks to say, look, maybe work a more scoreable chance than to take these chances. I suppose for Cavan more so than Kerry, they've had a lot more wides. Their shooting has been a little bit more erratic, but I suppose the wide count is something that both teams will have to address as the game progresses.
Good play here as Galvin brings the ball forward, and an opportunity, a well worked move here, and it's Anna Galvin who finishes it off for Kerry. Started at the move over at the far side, came in and took the return. Well taken point, and increases the lead here for the Kingdom. And really at this stage, when you look at it, I think most of the forwards have scored, with the exception of maybe Caoimhe Evans, am I right?
Yeah, Caoimhe Evans I think is the only Kerry forward not to score in this game. Obviously she had the chance there a few minutes ago, but she's one of those fringe players that she hasn't had much minutes, so it might take her a little bit to settle into this game and get a chance, but those chances are coming for Kerry. But look, it's 5 points ahead with 7 minutes to go, plus whatever the ref does add on now for a stoppage time. But from a Kerry management perspective, I think the game is going just what they would have liked. But in terms of their defence, they just want to keep it up now and keep the scores flowing. Here's
Aisling Sheridan again bringing the ball forward here, equal to her tally of 2 points against Dublin last weekend. 4 points in the championship so far. Geraldine Sheridan again bringing it forward here. Again has found the back of the net for the second game running. Possibilities here for Aisling Gilsonan. Gives it to her full forward. Geraldine Sheridan was under pressure as she got the shot away, but it mattered little, and she brings her personal tally to 1-1 in the game so far. Well taken point for her. That now leaves it 1 goal and 8 to 1 goal and 4. 4 points separating the teams as Ciara Butler again prepares to take the kick out and has little trouble in finding a player there embarked out the field as Kerry built from the back here against the breeze. They'll have the wind advantage in the second half as they play down towards the Dunstore's end, but very much shooting up to the Mitchell's end here, as it was traditionally known. Danielle O'Leary again playing that ball forward. Out it goes to Niamh Carmody. Space opening up for her. Running here at the Cavan defence. So lovely sidestep. Gives the pass back. Now there's O'Shea. Oh, brilliant save again. Well, Siofra O'Shea looks certain to score what would have been a second goal for Kerry, but instead we've seen a second brilliant save from Roisin O'Reilly, and the Cavan goalkeeper has certainly proven to be an excellent shot stopper here.
A second terrific save from Roisin and a second save from Siofra as well. Obviously she made the first save to stop Siofra before the ball did fall to the feet of Ciara Murphy when Ciara Murphy got the first Kerry goal, but terrific save. But Kerry and Cavan both have players down here receiving treatment, so I suppose from their perspective they hopefully both players will be up on their feet in just a matter of seconds and can continue. I think it is Siofra that's down for Kerry. She's had her.
Brady, I think, is the centre half back who's picked up the knock there as well from a Cavan perspective. But you can see there Siofra O'Shea, the Kerry captain, in twice on goal. Won the rebound, came out kindly, but there's no doubt about it here. Roisin O'Reilly, very much brave, getting down, narrowing the angles well, and certainly proven to be a difficult goalkeeper to beat.
Yeah, she's been super. I suppose that's what you want from your goalkeeper. I know she was beaten, but that goal was had a factor of luck to it as well. That the ball fell rightly to a Kerry player's foot, but I don't think. I think there might be a little bit of worry about Siofra's injury here. She is being helped up into a seated position on the pitch. I mentioned that she did have her injury concerns back in the game in Killarney in 2021. She did do her ACL and managed to come back last year, and she's been a really terrific addition to the Kerry panel. And both herself and Ciara Brady are both still down on the ground. Brady's now back up to her feet, but Siofra looks to have felt the more of that knock and is still receiving treatment. I think it was
very much maybe an impact injury for her when she got injured there and having the shot. It's the 50th running of the Ladies Senior Football Championship. Just a reminder, in the Ulster Senior Football Championship this year, Cavan lost to both to Armagh and Donegal. No shame there at Armagh, having gone on to defeat both Laois and Mayo since in the All-Ireland Championship. Kerry beat Waterford and Tipperary in the Munster Championship through at Cork, who were defeated by the Rebel County in the Munster final on a scoreline of 5-14 to 2 goals and 17 points. Back live with the action again. Here come Cavan once more. Eliana Madden, the player from Cowna. Long speculative ball aimed again down towards the full forward line. Well cut out by Caelan Cronin. Experienced defender back there for Kerry. Getting to the pitch of the game very early on as well, and Kerry working it out here towards Anna Galvin, who has gone back deep here for the remaining minutes of the opening half. 3 plus a couple of minutes of injury time to be added on for that knock that Siofra O'Shea suffered just a couple of moments ago. Corch Lynch moving the ball well through the centre. Eva Doherty is pushed right up there as well. Kerry's backs coming forward. Louise Timura hurting one of the key forwards for them inside here, but this is good running. Possibilities here again for Corch Lynch. Ball recycled back out here. Harrington, again there's possibilities. Again the shot is hit off the right, and that looks good. And that's it, and that's over the bar. Fine point.
That's a really good score by a player who you mightn't think would have the eye for the post, being a midfielder, but I suppose, look, that's what you want. I mentioned there that the Kerry team do like to press up, that other players, it's not just their forward line that can work the scores. You see the likes of the half backs really transform up the field and do add that little bit of an extra dynamic in their attacking style, and they can work those passes, and we've seen it there, and they've got another score and they're back to a 5-point game.
It's a very valid point that you made as well. 2 points have come from their midfielders, a point each from Louise Galvin and Amy Harrington, and of course Ciara Murphy has scored the goal, so that's 1-2 alone coming outside of the Kerry forward line. They lead by 1 goal and 9 to 1 goal and 4. Cavan have it all to do again. Emma Halton down towards the full forward line, a numerical advantage there again for the Kingdom, and an opportunity for them to bring the ball away. Out it comes here towards Louise Galvin. Decides to put down the head and run here in the closing couple of minutes of this opening half. Ball goes down towards the direction of Niamh Carmody. 1 point to her credit so far. Anna Galvin with an equal score in the game thus far. Danielle O'Leary now who also has scored a point from the centre-half forward position, but has been full of excellent running right throughout the course of the game. Murragh Herthig bringing it in now to a more advantageous position here for the Kerry forward line. Decides to take on her marker. Shauna Lynch having a good duel with her from play. A lot of the damage that Murragh Herthig has inflicted on Cavan has come primarily from frees. That's down to the tight marking of the Cavan full back, one could easily suggest. Now possibilities again here for Kerry as they keep this move alive. Anna Galvin involved again, right across to the far side to Niamh Carmody. Gets inside the 45-metre line. Cavan with plenty of players back in defensive positions here. Kerry looking to penetrate. Still there's time for them. Still there's opportunities here before half-time. Here's Caoimhe Evans. Good running from her. A wall of Cavan jerseys in front of her. Gives the ball back to Murragh Herthig. Back to Evans. Might fancy a score from here. Now looks around again. Sees what options are available. Koch Lynch is there. Very patient play. Niamh Carmody. Kerry not rushing it. They know the strength of the breeze there. They know how important it is to hold on to possession. Still it's Koch Lynch. You just very much get the feeling that Kerry are probably road testing or getting an opportunity maybe to get a game plan to have it finalised for the latter stages of the championship. Murragh Herthig is going to be a key player. Every county will be looking at her and trying to come up with ways how they can stop her. Again, that's an opportunity there from Amy Harrington, but it dropped short, and Roisin O'Reilly, the goalkeeper, was there and was able to pick it up. Cavan now on the counter-attack. Into injury time we go at the end of the opening half. Rush clearance, but there was a foul executed just as the clearance was being made, and despite possession falling kindly there for Anna Galvin, instead it's going to be a free back for Cavan, and it's one that Ciara Brady is going to take. Shauna Lynch has played well, and Louise de Murragh Herthig, I would argue.
Yeah, no, she's done really, really well on her. I suppose, look, people know Louise when you're coming into a game against Kerry. You know how dangerous she will be. It was the question of when I was reading the team news before the game that, you know, Gráinne Faulkner was the change for Caoimhe Madden from that Dublin game. That was she going to be the one destined to mark her? But no, it seems to be Shauna Lynch is doing a great job on her, and Murragh Herthig is drawing her out the field as well.
Well, there's an interesting decision. Could have gone either way. Let's see one of the programme notes here. I hope that's not your programme.
That was my programme,
out the window. Well, there is a spare one there. But, one of the programmes has just taken flight here. Almost like one of those Chinese lanterns has gone straight out the window. Wind caught it here and it's gone to, well, infinity and beyond. I think probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I suppose we were talking about the strength of the breeze here. I know we've the window open here in front of us to look out onto the pitch, and I don't know, I think the wind direction might have just changed in another direction, because it's after blowing my programme halfway across maybe into the Tralee Sports Complex just behind Austin Stack Park, so I might have to go and look for that after the game and see if I can find it. But
it'll be a collector's
I have a spare alongside me anyway, so
keep that one nailed down.
I came prepared in case of the breeze, so we're good anyway. We won't have too much to worry about.
The joys of a clipboard on a day like this. In any case, we're 2 minutes into injury time at the end of the opening half, and play resumes here with the Kerry goalkeeper bringing it out once again. Ciara Butler beaten once by an expertly taken goal from Geraldine Sheridan in the opening half here, but Kerry responded themselves. Got a vital goal of their own as well, which was absolutely crucial in making sure that they're in the ascendancy here. 1-9 to 1-4, having played against the breeze in the opening half. Ball comes back out here to Ciara Murphy. Gives it there to Anna Galvin again. Kerry moving it through the channels, and Caoimhe Evans very much looks around for other players to maybe complete the finishing. Here she is now. This could be a possibility. Danielle O'Leary, lovely sail of a dummy. Away she comes, gets her shot in, and with the aid of the post, it goes in and goes over the bar. Well, a beautiful dummy led to the score. It would almost kind of remind her maybe of a Mikey Sheehy type dummy from many moons ago. You'd be too young for that. Maybe you've seen it on YouTube.
Definitely a few times, but Danielle O'Leary is a phenomenal player. The halftime whistle is just after blowing there, but Danielle is a dual player here. She plays both ladies football and camogie as well. Top quality forward, and that was an absolute super score. Sold the Cavan defender with the dummy, and now Kerry have a much better lead going into the break. Well,
that's nicely poised at the interval. Kerry have played against the breeze in the opening half, but they lead here at Austin Stack Park in Tralee at half time. It's Kerry 1 goal and 10 points, Cavan 1 goal and 4. We'll take a quick commercial break, and then we're back with second half commentary.
What can happen in just 1 second? Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, Clever flick. Good call from the ref. Great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years. A long wait over. Just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, and some days, not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
And you're very welcome back to Austin Stock Park in Tralee. We're here for the final round of games in the group stages of the TG Cahir All-Ireland Ladies Senior Football Championship, and in Group 3 in the final round encounter, it's the Kingdom of Kerry who lead against the Breffni County of Cavan by 1-10 to 1-4. In case you've just joined us, Cavan would have played with the aid of a fairly significant breeze in the opening half, a win that's going to be favouring Kerry in the second period of play. So everything very much now pointing towards a win for Kerry at this stage. Dermot Kearney.
Yeah, look, Kerry are 6 points to the good. I suppose that's where they wanted. Cavan getting that goal early on in the first half definitely put Kerry under the cosh. But we'll see now what the story is. Looks like Cavan have made she was starting. Sorry, I just seen Quiva Madden in the centre field. She's going in for the throw-in at the start of the second half. I'm just looking around to see if we have any half-time changes, but I'm sure if we will see them, we'll bring them to you. But look, for a Kerry point of view now, you're 6 points ahead. You do have the aid of the breeze now in the second half. It's all about getting those scores now, getting that home tie into the quarterfinals. They'll have back-to-back home games, as you said at the start of the programme. They haven't had a home game since the league in February, so it's trying to getting these home games back in their own backyard. They'll want to get it, but Cavan were really strong in the first half. Maybe a few little errors by them in terms of their shooting. They've kicked a good few wides. The game's just underway now. We'll definitely have another exciting half an hour of football.
Well, Kerry, the Division 1 National Football League champions, against a Cavan team who failed to get promotion out of Division 2, finished mid-table. And as Cavan playing from left to right here in the second half, who managed to win some early possession for themselves. Ball played down here and taken on by their corner forward. That's Aisling Gilsonen. Gilsonen running here at the Kerry defence, looking to make an enterprising start right at the start of the second period of play. She was fouled on the way in, and that's going to be a free in.
Yeah, definitely a free there. The Kerry defence put her under immense pressure, but unfortunately I think it was a push in the back from a Kerry player there, and Cavan now a very scoreable free to put 5 between them at the start of the second half, get that early score and try and build some momentum from it.
Well, most of the scores so far for Cavan very much coming from Aisling Sheridan and Geraldine Sheridan in the games so far. They're full forward and centre half forward very much dominating the scoring charts. Aisling Gilsonen now from Munster Connacht Mount Nugent, looking to try and slot this one in and over the bar. That could be another name on the score sheet, and she started the second half well and takes her point, her opening score of the game, and that edges Cavan a little bit closer. 1-10 now to 1-5. 5 between the teams.
5 between the teams, and that's exactly what Cavan would have wanted coming out of the dressing room. Great kick out there now by Ciara Butler. Be interesting to see with the aid of the breeze just how far her kickouts, and will Kerry just push a little bit more far down the field if she can get out towards centre field. But they'll look to bring, this is their first attack of the second half, and we could well see a score.
Chasing after it, winning possession again, onto the right boot. Here's an opportunity, good counter-attack, but unfortunately the finish not there. Kerry's 5th wide of the game so far, and that's very much going to be interesting to see how they play against the wind here in the second half. Very much having to deploy the running services of Danielle O'Leary in getting the ball forward there. Good kick out as well, as you mentioned, from Ciara Butler against the wind here in the second period of play. Now Cavan again with the opportunity to move forward over on the far side of the field. No doubt about that. That's going to be a free in for them, given away there by Danielle O'Leary this time. And the player who was fouled was Christina Charters from Crusherlock. Coming out, seems to be none the worst of that challenge. Dusts herself down and immediately gets ready to get underway here with the play. Kerry in the ascendancy, leading by 1-10 to 1-5. Ball comes out here towards this near side of the field once more. Acid hit inside for Cavan now as they look to make more inroads at the start of the second half. Aisling Sheridan giving the ball outside her. Smith now looking to carry it very much into a cul-de-sac, an area she was never going to re-emerge with possession, and it's back here once more on the Kerry side with Niamh Carmody. Good long delivery and her clearance down there, but Cavan have a 2v1 situation. Defensively, Cavan very much sticking to a rigid game plan at the back. That has very much kept him within touching distance here of Kerry, of the league champions so far in the game. Now they've worked the ball down towards Aisling Sheridan again. Here's Geraldine Smith. Aisling Walls. Cross to Emma Halton. Emma Halton getting her pass away. And it goes back to Aisling Gilson on this near side. Skips inside the 45-metre line, gets her pass inside there towards Caoimhe Madden. Goal chance here, right at the start of the second half for Cavan. If they can just get a finisher on it, Geraldine Smith, all avenues blocked up. Shot eventually comes in from Geraldine Sheridan, but safely into the goalkeeper Ciara Butler's arms. Well, that may be again due to the fact of the strong breeze against them there, but Cavan having a real cut at this at the start of the second half.
They are. I think they've learned a lot from maybe their shooting in the first half was a little bit too wayward there. They were patient, they were working the scores, they were trying to get the right passes, but for the Kerry defence really were strong. They had the bodies back, and now Louise Ní Mhuircheartaigh at the other end of the field could be getting Kerry's first of the half.
And here she is off the left and delivers in emphatic fashion. 4 points for her in the game so far. Louise Ní Mhuircheartaigh, good point, a player who was key and influential in that victory against Dublin as well. Remember, a Kerry team that won 6 out of 7 games in the National League, and of course that victory against Galway as well in the league final. The evidence very much there for Galway of a long league run in Connacht, where they were beaten in the Connacht final by Mayo. Kerry maybe also having somewhat of a hangover from the league, finishing runners-up in the Munster Championship against Cork. In any case, Cavan coming forward here, a team who lost their 2 provincial games against Armagh, against Donegal. But Geraldine Sheridan brings that ball forward. Well cut out there by Caelan Cronin, the Kerry full back. Kerry working the ball out towards Anna Galvin, and now comes into a more central role, and across to this near side again it comes. Well taken here by Schaefer O'Shea. Picked up a little bit of a knock earlier in the game. Mhuircheartaigh again in possession here. Very much been bottled up by the Cavan defence. That is just to retrieve the situation, and gives it back to Danielle O'Leary. Still it's O'Leary, and here's the centre half back right up there, Emma Costello. Her shot really lacking conviction, and it's easily gathered by Roisin O'Reilly to Shauna Lynch as Cavan again moving through the channels here. The Breffni Blues bringing it forward with Aisling Sheridan. Work rate is going to have to be immense for Cavan now in the second half. Christina Charters has witnessed a lot of ball go in her particular area of the field. Referee has awarded the free out to Cavan as they look to make some momentum. He just wants to slow it down to make sure everybody is okay. And I see a number 26 coming in there for Cavan as well. Niamh Keenahan from the Larry United Club seems to be about to come into the fold. And we'll go towards the match officials and introduce herself as the first sub that Cavan have brought in. Remember, 3-day changes right before the start of the game got underway. And now Cavan have brought some reinforcements from the bench And the player who's making
Emma
way
Halton.
is Emma Halton from Gouda. So Emma Halton's day is done here. But I suppose from a Cavan perspective, it's going to take huge energy, as we mentioned here, for them in the second half, Seamus, where they're really going to have to, very much as the most, rely on fresh legs coming in from the bench.
Yeah, they'll have to get those bodies in. They'll have to remain fresh. They'll have to get plenty of energy. But you know, it was terrific defending at the other end of the field from Nessa Bird on Louise Ní Mhuire-Hurtig. She really stuck to her marker there and made sure that Louise couldn't get a scoring chance out of it. And they'll want that, you know, a fresh impact to legs. Looks like she's going to go in and play in the half forward line in replace of Emma Halton. So hopefully, from their perspective, to try and get her on the ball and get a couple of scores, because they will definitely need them if they are to try and advance into this into the knockout stages. More
of the other Cavan substitutes have been warming up as well. We could see further movement on the Cavan bench before too long, you feel, in the game. And here's the player that they brought in, Niamh Keenahan, immediately having an early touch. Cavan with Aisling Gilsonan. Whistle sounds again. Once more, is going to be a free in for Cavan. Not really directed, and it was advantageously to the forward line as Coach Lynch was coming out.
That's high.
What do you think the consequences are going to be?
I think it was accidental. I don't think there was any malice in intent coming in there from Coach Lynch. It just looked like, you know, she was in her stride. Cavan player came in, and unfortunately it looks like she might have just hit her in an accidental contact. Look, it'd be interesting to see what referee Patrick Smith does see. He is chatting to his official on the sideline down below us, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know we've seen these type of tackles before where, you know, it is a collision that I don't think neither player could have pulled out of. So look, I don't know. She is now back in a seated position, thankfully, the Cavan player, but I'm not sure who is down for Cavan. But I don't think the referee should book Coach Lynch. I do think it's an accidental collision. He is going to have a chat with her anyway, but we will see what
he's going to be talking to Coach Lynch.
So he's going to,
I think he may well be deciding to award a free to Cavan. No further action going to be taken against Coach Lynch, which will be good news for her and good news for Kerry. But I think it was fairly accidental. The collision may be on it. In any case, it's back with Cavan again. And possibilities once more for Niamh Keenahan to set another attack going for them. One of the subs that they've just introduced. Ball goes back here again towards Nessa Bird, Cavan captain for this championship encounter. Madden bringing it forward again here, plays it back towards Aisling Walls. It's been a fantastic worker, Caoimhe Madden there offering the support, and now bringing it in is Niamh Keenahan again. Our direct running factor here so far in the second half. Aisling Walls. Cavan can maybe play with some degree of shackles coming off now for the remainder of this game, but a good turnover again from the Kerry defence. That was a big factor in the match against Dublin as well, how solid defensively they were. Yeah, I know that defence against Dublin definitely stood to testament for them in that game. They were strong, they were very resolute in their defence, and it's just look at how quick Kerry can transform defence into attack, as Niamh Carmody has got bearing down on goal here. Plenty of space and gets the chance and gets the shot, but just doesn't supply the finish. Mind number 6, second mind of the second half as well. 6 in total now for Kerry. It's been an uncharacteristic day for their forward line and some of the chances they missed, but again, it wouldn't be so evident maybe from our pictures, but there is a strong prevailing breeze blowing there, and although they are playing with it, it is a little bit almost bordering on the diagonal side, you could say, and that could make it tricky maybe for some of the forwards there as well. Yeah, they've only got the one score so far in the second half. They've kicked a few wides. Same could be said for Cavan. You know, Cavan have really kicked on. They kicked their scores at the start of this half, kicking into that Mitchell's end where the breeze is coming from. Don't think it might be as big a factor as we think, but maybe, you know, we'll see what way the scoring charts do transpire as we tick into the latter stages of this half. Well, scoring charts could make interesting reading as well, but really what could make all that redundant would be a victory for Kerry. They would finish on 6 points. Of course, Dublin having the one win secured so far. That would be enough for them to go through as well as the second place team, and it would mean that Cavan would be turning their attentions towards the relegation end of things in the senior championship. Kerry again carrying the ball in deep, but again getting no change from a tight marking Cavan defence. Out it comes again towards Aisling Gilsonan. Cavan have very much rolled up their sleeves and dug in here with a defiant attitude in the second half. Not making it easy for Kerry. And again, it's Eliana Madden who looks to get the ball out of that defensive position. Aisling Sheridan. And of course, really shipping that big defeat against Dublin in the opening round of the competition that always left them with so much to do. And the scoring difference coming into the game, Dublin on a +17 with that big win against Cavan. Kerry on a +2, and Cavan were -19 coming into this match. So that will tell you.
There's a bit of movement on the Kerry bench. Niamh Broderick looks like she's going to be coming on at the stoppage of play. So the first change looks to be ready. I know the Kerry management were incensed there that Kerry didn't get a free in at the other end, but they are back in terms of possession here. They are going to try and they do want to kick these scores and try and get this result.
O'Leary might look for that opening score for them, or the second score I should say, of the second half, and gets that somewhat score that proved to be elusive. Her third in the match. Again, it was a good move, and you're so right there, just looking to get that change made sooner rather than later on the sideline as well. Niamh Broderick, number 25, getting her chance to shine, and coming in here for Kerry. First change that the Kerry management team have made, and number 7 I think is it that's coming off.
Ciara McCarthy from Abbeydorney's coming off, and Niamh Broderick's coming in.
And so Ciara McCarthy comes ashore, and the kick out taken once more by Cavan's goalkeeper Roisin O'Reilly. Will go straight to a goal short over there, and Niamh Carmody, who looks to bring the ball forward. Kerry again lining up possibilities. Siofra O'Shea, Caoimhe Evans. And we talked about her not shooting in the first half, but she's certainly got the confidence to shoot in the second and gets her opening score in the game. All 6 forwards have now scored for Kerry, and Caoimhe Evans of MKL Gales has got that point. And if you look at the Kerry team so far, there's 1, 2, 3 and 6, 9 players have all managed to raise scores for them in this game so far. So a good spread of scorers here for Kerry, that they'll be quite happy to see so many raising white and indeed one green flag. Murray Herthig, who has raised many flags in the past and has raised another one here. 5 points for her, and all of a sudden now 2 points in quick succession from the Kingdom of Kerry eases them into a 114 to 1-5 lead, and you just get the feeling that it could be a tough conclusion to the game here for Cavan.
Definitely. I suppose I said at the top of the programme that Kerry needed a result that was more comprehensive than, you mentioned the Munster Championship games, and you mentioned the game against Dublin, where it was very much a tightly packed game, only a couple of points in the difference in Kerry's victory. But in this game, they're starting to get the scores now. They do want this result that they can get them. But to be fair to Cavan's credit, they've came here and they've definitely given Kerry a game. Some people had kind of written them off before coming into the game. I know Kerry were down as favourites, but that Cavan had shipped a fair few points to Dublin last weekend and Armagh at the provincial championship level as well. But they have given Kerry a real battle of it today. Rachel
Dwyer will be introduced fairly shortly for Kerry as well. We're just watching her getting ready to make her introduction down on the Kerry bench at the minute. Kerry have managed to overturn possession in the tackle. Defensively working well. The conditions may be somewhat advantageous. That's surely a foul, if not once but twice, on Koch Lynch. And I think that's exactly what she's pointing out to the referee. Not happy with the treatment that Aisling Sheridan was given to her, and Sheridan has probably received a tick for that double offence as well. Once more, Emma Costello bringing the ball forward here for Kerry. Lots of movement in the Kerry team, Murray Herthig included. Here comes Anna Galvin. Wind assisted, shoots some distance, but shoots wide.
Would have been a great score if she put it over. Cavan making 2 subs to Kerry's 1 here.
20 and 24, incidentally, are the players that are going to be coming in there for Cavan.
Louise McHurtig's coming off.
That's an interesting move. And Kerry McDermott, the 2 players are coming in for Cavan. And there is Louise Herthig coming off. Well, 5 points to her credit. And I suppose very much maybe they could be looking at number 25, I think is one of the Cavan players.
Murray Cusack's coming off. And Aisling Walls looks like she's coming off as well.
Who has worked hard and has put in a good shift here. So that's all the changes, that's everybody up to speed with. Number 23, incidentally, is warming up there for Kerry as well. Banana Tangany, so she's going to be coming in for the next few minutes as well. But interesting, I suppose, to see Louise de Murray Herthig coming off. Obviously, probably knowing that the result is safe, that the progression is safe to the quarterfinals, and she's a player that you don't want to take any risks with.
Yeah, I suppose, look, the likes of Rachel Dwyer coming in. Rachel is another top quality forward that Kerry have in their ranks. They can bring on in these games. They do want to give her minutes. And also she has that famous Dwyer name. She's coming from Waterville as well, so she's full of football pedigree, and you know, she'll want to come in. Fianna Tagney is going to come in now as well, another strong forward. You know, Kerry do want to get minutes into the bodies here and try and give these players the chance to shine going into the knockout stages.
Yeah, Fianna Tagney coming in and getting her opportunity, and
Louise Galvin has gone off.
Louise Galvin is the latest player for Kerry to come ashore as well, our midfielder, who scored a point in the game a bit earlier, and Cavan now looking to maybe round off some scores here themselves. Geraldine Smith over the far side, again taking on Kerry, again very much bringing the physical aspect to it. One of the things that Cavan were expecting here today, a good strong physical test. Speaking to some of their management team beforehand when they watched the game between Kerry and Dublin, they were really impressed with the way that Kerry never let Dublin physically boss them in that game. It was a big telling factor Cavan identified maybe as the win, or helping a Dublin win that game. When it comes here to Niamh Keenahan, possibilities now for Cavan, and the shot eventually is hit by Caoimhe Madden. Maybe it turns out to go nowhere near the goal. And there's possibilities for Kerry to build from the back here again. 1 goal and 14 to 1 goal and 5. The result very much of the game going along somewhat expected patterns at this stage. Wasn't always the case, as Cavan mounted a challenge that certainly troubled Kerry for periods in the game, but now it seems Kerry have very much got themselves into a flow. Some fresh legs on there, and they're moving forward here menacingly again with Danielle O'Leary, and that's another one that's dispatched in and over the bar. 4th point for her. And what's going to be interesting to note about Kerry as well, sometimes when you have a marquee forward that so much is expected of in Louise Nemara-Herzig, and when she's brought ashore, it probably opens it up for other players to try and step up to the mantle and maybe come front and centre.
Yeah, no, Rathmore's Danielle O'Leary, she's a phenomenal player, has really done well since she's came into the Kerry ranks, and she's a phenomenal scorer. And Cavan have just made another change with Ali Cahill, who was originally named to start. She's coming in, I think she's coming in for
number 18, is it?
Is it Caoimhe Madden? I think Caoimhe Madden is doing it. Yeah, Caoimhe Madden is just after coming off in front of us.
It's coming off, so that's the other change that has been made there by Cavan at this stage. And again, there's going to be some more defensive work for them to do as Kerry move forward here, and there's an opportunity for their full forward again, who points the way forward and scores her 2nd point. Caoimhe Evans very much now stepping up to the mark, taking the scores. Well, we identified it maybe a little bit in the opening half. She seemed very intent on getting the ball off to a finisher, but she seems to be assuming more responsibility in the forward line, and that's good to see from a full forward, because I think she is able to get those scores, and you can see her confidence building as a result.
Yeah, no, she's been super inside, and that's a lovely ball in for Síofra O'Shea.
And O'Shea is in. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's lovely to see a player with that intelligent footballing brain that can provide a finish like that. Absolutely wonderful goal.
That was absolutely superb from Síofra O'Shea, but I'm not going to take from the goal itself, but the ability from Fianna Tagney to see Síofra O'Shea inside on her own, takes the free quick, a lovely ball inside. That's an absolutely sensational finish from the Kerry captain. 2-16 to 1-5. This is the result Kerry would have wanted. They would want this comprehensive result at home, and it looks like that quarter-final ticket has definitely been booked.
It certainly seems to be going along those lines at the moment. And they're very much running rampant here, and it's Koch Lynch who's up again with the attack, and this time shoots wide. Just on Síofra O'Shea, 1-4, 1-5 I think I'm making for her in the game so far. That's a fantastic contribution, maybe 1-4, but we can confirm that later. But the amount of her ability to get that score, to get that goal, the quick thinking. And Kerry could be in here again. More work for the Cavan goalkeeper to do, and Roisin O'Reilly had to come off the net there and had to make the save. Well, really, it was one of those games where we've seen so much from the quick thinking of the Cavan player on the Kerry forward inside, as the Cavan defence was split open, took the score really, really well. That goal could well, you feel, have maybe killed off the Cavan challenge here.
And we just had another sub there just after the Kerry goal. Erica McGlynn is after coming on for Anna Galvin.
So all the changes been made. Well, there's an opportunity here for Cavan at the other end. That one dropping short as a shot came in there from Emma Halton, but into the grateful arms again of Ciara Butler. and Kerry can start all over again on the counter-attack here. Very much moving towards the quarter-finals of the TG Ceathair All-Ireland Senior Football Championship, and very much they can be looking forward to that much coveted home draw as well. Bringing it forward here is Niamh Broderick, one of the many subs introduced here in the second half. And there's going to be yet another free here. That is the player who hit that pass just a few moments ago, and Rachel Dwyer again preparing to.
Looks like we're going to see another sub coming on here for Kerry. That would be the number 29, Shona Fitzpatrick from the Southern Gales club, and she's coming on for Ciara Murphy.
Ciara Murphy, who scored the first Kerry goal, comes ashore. And as I mentioned there, number 29, Shona Fitzpatrick, been introduced as O'Dwyer kicks the free and kicks it majestically in and over the bar. Her opening point of the match. Well, I suppose it's good to have options coming off the bench, and that's very much has been one of the notable factors of this game, the impact of the Kerry bench today.
Yeah, no, the Kerry bench is strong. I was going to say there, if Rachel Dwyer didn't put over that free, the girl who just came on there, Shona Fitzpatrick, she scored the winning free in the Kerry Ladies Football Final last year. Went to a free-taking competition, and she's a full-back by nature, but she can definitely kick it free if Kerry were to require it. But Rachel Dwyer getting her first score, and, you know, it's getting these minutes, getting these players, but it's having... You know, for Kerry management to have this selection of players on the bench who can come on and get these scores, that's what every team does want.
Well, Rebecca O'Reilly was very much at a tour de force on that run, but it's going to be a free eventually awarded going Cavan's way. And opportunities once more here for them as Aisling Gilson, and again, is going to be the player to kick this one. They've really been hit with the expected Kerry hurricane here at the start of the second half. Wind with Kerry, and all of a sudden now Cavan very much retreating back into their shells and been forced in the main for a rear guard action. Aisling Gilson strikes it off the right and strikes it wide. So it's one of those days you really feel now for Cavan it's going to be a tough one for them, just not really creating anywhere near the same level of chances as once we go into the final quarter of the game. Their opening 15 minutes in the second half very spirited when they took the challenge to Kerry, but once Kerry got those scores, and particularly the second goal from Schaefer O'Shea, I was in the feeling that there could be the possibility of the floodgates opening. And speaking of which, more Warriors moments here. One brought forward by Rachel Dwyer.
Fantastic play there by Rachel Dwyer to keep that ball in, but it looks like Cavan have turned it over. Referee is giving a free out.
And a stat player again, Shauna Lynch back there from Crusherlock, who has been absolutely majestic. Maybe when she got to see the back of her, Herzig thought it might be easy, but O'Dwyer going in there, certainly giving her some more of a different challenge to contemplate for the closing stages of this game. Cavan have walked the ball downfield again quickly. Ali Cahill from Killygarry gets her pass away, and the shot was eventually hit in there by Cara McCaffrey. Whistle of silence from the referee, and that's going to be another free out here for the Kingdom. Cavan really finding it difficult to get shots off at the minute.
Yeah, no, Kerry's defence, and especially in this second half, have looked a lot stronger. They've really stuck to their game plan. They've stuck to their shape, and you know they are doing their job. But look, I know the scoreboard is the way what it is at the moment, and from a Cavan perspective, it's not what they would have wanted from today. But they've put in a great performance against Kerry. They'll definitely. Have to learn from these games. You know, this will be a third heavy defeat in a row for them in the championship. But you know, I suppose you live and you learn from these games, and they definitely have the quality that they can. You know, they put Kerry under pressure in that first half, but Kerry have really settled well into the game, and now it's just looking like. Getting these scores, getting these players on to give them the minutes and book that spot in the quarterfinals.
Of course, we'll be looking at some of the other relegation playoffs as well today. The losers of Mayo and Laois, who have both lost to Armagh, could be in that particular quandrum. Tipperary, who are playing Cork today as well, lost their opening game last weekend as well against Galway. So the losers of that game will be Cork and Tipperary. Could also be in the mix. And of course, Meath and Donegal, the other game this evening, being played in Park Talchin on Navan, 7:30. The throw-in time for that match later on. It's the opening of the games today as Kerry again very much now looking to consolidate this performance and maybe finish off with some style here in the closing stages. Koch Lynch has been an ever-present attacking force out along this near side. It'll be very much the Kerry lift in the second half. Well brought forward here again into a scoreable position here for the Kingdom. Evans offloading it. Possibilities here as they look to bring it through, but again Shauna Lynch made a telling contribution. Ciara Brady, the player to help her in that attempted clearance, and now Nessa Bird, the team captain, eventually gets it out towards this near side of the field. 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining. Ali Cahill, who has been brought in as a sub by Cavan. Ashleen Gilsonen coming forward. Gilsonen going to ground, winning another free. Very much the game now at this stage heading out towards an inevitable conclusion. Cavan, fancy them to stay up?
Look, I suppose they'll want to pick themselves up from these 3 defeats in a row. Be interesting with the results that are going to come from this evening's games. We will know the potential teams that Kerry could face in the quarterfinals, but also who'll be in the relegation zone.
Potential goal on here for Cavan, and a good save.
Terrific save by Ciara Butler.
Christina Charters had pushed all the way up front there, and Ciara Butler, but always to say a sign of a good goalkeeper who, for long stages of the game, and particularly in the second half, has been a spectator, but when called upon, made the save, and it shows that the concentration levels were very much to the required standard. Kerry again bringing this ball forward and get us in there towards Quiva Evans, out towards Eve Carmody it goes. Danielle O'Leary, still a very strong triangle of experienced players there, and here's one of the reinforcements from the bench, and Rachel Dwyer, and kicks an absolutely beautiful point for her second of the game. Wonderful score for her. Cavan introducing Annie Smith as well, another one of the Crusher Lock contingent coming in here late on. But O'Dwyer, you've identified her as a potential match winner as she's come in there and has done her chances. You'd feel no harm of maybe seeing further championship action in this campaign.
Yeah, no, Rachel Dwyer definitely does put the hand up to say, if you do need a player to come off the bench and get a score, I can come on and I can do it for you. And even Quiva Evans, who started today in a full forward, wouldn't normally be starting there, but has definitely done well and can put the name forward and say, you know, I can come on, I can take the scores. And the Kerry players who have come in today that would be amongst the fringe list have done what the management team would have requested of them today.
Rebecca O'Reilly has been the latest player there for Cavan to make way to facilitate that last change, and now again there's going to be possibilities here for Kerry moving forward here. It was McGlynn for them, looking to get the pass back. Out comes here towards the direction of Niamh Carmody. Cavan very much flooding bodies back here in a defensive formation late on as Kerry look for further scores. Sheer for O'Shea inside the 45, wind assisted, takes the shot and lands it in delightfully over the bar. Well, a goal and 5 from a player who dazzled us with a brilliant piece of quick thinking for the second Kerry goal, and took that point from approximately 45 metres out. And here come Kerry again. Here comes O'Dwyer again. This could be another one. And it goes in and it goes over the bar. And third point of the game for Rachel Dwyer from Southern Gales. And it albeit late on, but the floodgates are beginning to open a little bit. And Kerry now have hit 20 points from in the game, and 2 goals to lead by 220 to 1 goal and 5. And for Cavan, really, at this stage, the full-time whistle just can't come quickly enough. And here come Kerry again. More possibilities here for them. And there was Erica McGlenn from the Boston Club, one of the subs who's been introduced for them, and the ball just goes out over the line and wide. It's Wine's tally for Kerry. I think that's around about 8 now at this stage. So we're into injury time at the end of the second half. So many standout performers out there. If you were picking a potential player of the match, who would your award be going to?
Looking at the Kerry squad, Louise Nimera-Hurtig was outstanding as well. Definitely Danielle O'Leary has been phenomenal forward. Her creativity, same could be said for Síofra O'Shea as well. Danielle O'Leary's kicked 4 points. Síofra O'Shea has helped herself to some scores as well. I think I would have to give it to Danielle O'Leary based on just her overall, the play that she's done, her creativity, her score taking. She has been an absolute joy to watch for Kerry. Playing in the inside full forward line today has been enjoyable.
Plenty of scores coming from them when you think of it. Síofra O'Shea 1-5, Quiva Evans 2 points, and of course 5 points coming from Louise Nimera-Hurtig before her departure, probably as a precautionary move by the Kerry management team, that they will be very much looking to make sure she will be in tip-top form and injury-free as they move now towards the All-Ireland quarter-finals. Cavan's attention turning to a battle for survival in Division 1. Gilsonen plays that ball forward. Here's an opportunity of a second Cavan goal. It has been finished by Geraldine Smith, made by Geraldine Sheridan, and Geraldine Smith was there, but is the referee going to allow it? And he blowing the whistle. I think he had indicated a free a little bit earlier, and I think the goal does not stand. Or does it? No, I think he has allowed it. He has. It's gone up on the scoreboard. Yeah, so 2 goals and 5 to 2 goals and 20. And Geraldine Smith does get her goal, and Cavan gets some consolation. And here they come again, bringing it forward again is Geraldine Sheridan. They might be looking to finish off here with some bit of aplomb towards the end of the game, but back there once more for Kerry has been Koch Ledge. They'll still be disappointed, Kerry, about having conceded 2-5. They set themselves very high defensive standards coming into this game. But really, Geraldine Sheridan very much made that goal for Geraldine Smith. A lovely cross ball that came into it, and it was well finished by the corner forward, who just slid in and supplied the touch that was needed. That's given Cavan a little bit of confidence to go forward here late on with Geraldine Sheridan once more. Also up there is Grania Faulkner wearing number 2. Shona Lynch has pushed right up from the full back spot. They're very much throwing caution to the wind here. 2.5 minutes of injury time played at the end of the second half. The ball played across towards this near side of the field again. Eve Keenahan is there to take it. She is again involved in the move. An effective sub been introduced for them. Geraldine Smith, their second goal scorer. Eliana Madden wearing 21 but started the game. Here's Ali Cahill. Back again towards Eve Keenahan. Gets the pass down here to this near side towards Ali Cahill once more. Cahill going forward, referee's whistle has sounded, and that's going to be another free in. So 2 goals and 20 to 2 goals and 5. It's emphatic, it's 15 points. And that's what many would have maybe been predicting coming down here, that there could have been 15 points maybe between the teams. Might be somewhat unkind from a Cavan perspective, but Kerry have lived up to the mantle of pre-match favourites.
Yeah, no, they have done what they came to do, Kerry. They wanted to put in a phenomenal performance. They've done that, as you mentioned there. You know, they have conceded 2-5. I don't think they would have wanted to have conceded 2-5.
Could be more.
Could be
Cavan are in again.
Just gone wide.
Just gone wide from Aisling Gilsonen.
Bit of commentator's curse there, maybe. Striking in on Cavan. But look, as far as Kerry are concerned, we will be chatting to the lads after the management team and figure out, you know, look, you have to be happy with the result. You're 15, you know, you've won a game by 15 or so points. You know, are you happy with that? But at the same time, look, the defence, they wanted the comprehensive result. They have gotten the comprehensive result here. They have booked their home quarter final now. Look, it's what they wanted, and look, now they'll be looking forward to whoever they get in the draw.
4 minutes of additional time has been played now at the end of the second half, and again it's going to be possibilities here now for Kerry to maybe see if they can notch on 1 or 2 more scores before we come to a conclusion in this game. Kerry, no doubt about it, along with Dublin, are moving into the quarter-finals of the TG Cahir All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. They're a team, especially with home advantage, that not too many will be looking to play. No doubt about that. The league champions have very much laid down a statement of intent. Any blip from the Munster Championship seems to have been put well and truly now to one side, as they've gone a long way towards rediscovering that league forum that took them to the league title. And here they come forward once more. Bringing the ball in there again for them is Niamh Broderick. Possibilities of the score late on. That's well taken and well executed, and puts another, I suppose, little bit of a better glass on the board. And again, the player who kicked that one in and over the bar was Erica McGlenn for her opening point of the game. Good point from Erica. And it's now 2 goals and 21 points to 2 goals and 5. And with that goes the full-time whistle. Dermot, your final thoughts on the game?
Look, I suppose coming into the game, what we said at the top of the programme was Kerry needed the result here. They needed the the emphatic result to book themselves the home quarter final. They've done that now. It's an emphatic result. 16-point winners here against Cavan. I suppose Cavan's season isn't really too good from their perspective, but look, they'll want to bounce back now. As they're going into the relegation side of house. Kerry, we'll be back here in a few weeks for a home quarter-final draw, and that's what they wanted. Are the lads happy that they've conceded 2-5? We'll have to wait and see, but look, you have to be delighted with a 16-point win, and they were strong. Cavan put it up to them in terms of their defence. They were tested, but great result.
Cavan very much turning their attentions now to survival mode. They'll be looking to stay in the TG Cahir Senior Football Championship. Good result indeed for them to manage to maintain that senior status, but they've really come up against a Kerry team here that have been very much hitting form as the championship has progressed. And I suppose one of the impressive things that we've seen about Kerry today as well has been the spread of scorers and the strength and depth of the team.
Yeah, from midfield to their forward lines, everyone has scored. They've also got scores coming off the bench. Rachel Dwyer came on and hit 3 points. Erica McGlynn there from the Fossil Club just came on and got the last point there. And they have that influx of players coming in, and they had players that were playing today and wouldn't really normally be starting. The likes of Ava Doherty, Kieran McCarthy and Amy Harrington all did super. Quiva Evans as well as the full forward showed that she can definitely stake a claim to that 14 jersey amongst the starters for the remainder of the championship. But they've strengthened their ranks. They will need it as the championship now enters its more exciting stages.
Well, it's a day that has given Cavan an indication of what's required to advance in senior football ranks. They'll have to try and consolidate their position in Division 1 in the remaining games. For Kerry, they can look forward to the quarter-finals. Absolute pleasure to work with you here, Gilbert, on co-commentary today. The rest of our team was James Conlon on camera. Our producer and director was Rory O'Brien. From myself, John Lynch, thanks for watching on a day where Kerry have advanced to the quarter-finals of the TG Cahir All-Ireland Ladies Senior Football Championship. Of course, the draw will tell us a little bit later on who they will be playing. Cavan very much now have to turn their attention to the relegation battle and the fight to survive at senior level. From all of us here, thanks for watching, good afternoon, and we'll talk to you soon again.